can't intertwine emotions with the presence of the Lord. It might be the music that
Mm.
is making you emotional, but not the spirit, right? You're not connected to the spirit, but you're emotionally drowned with the music that is going on the stage, right? And when you leave the house, when you leave the building, you're still empty, right?
I want you to know God and make God known. But it has started to record already.
Okay,
And
I've seen
so we're live in the sense of we're recording right now. But hey, man, thank you for
that.
joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate what you do for the kingdom of God. It's really encouraging. So it looks like you
Thank you,
love what you
Danny.
do. So I really appreciate it. It's really
I do.
beautiful. And
I
it's
do.
really nice. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I could actually say the same for you because last night I was
Oh,
at the worship night and obviously you and I ran into each other. And I
yeah.
gave you a few comments, but to be honest, if we had longer time,
Really, yeah.
I would have told you more. But last night was amazing.
Really. I'm glad. I'm glad
Amazing.
you came. Meredith also came, right? I'm glad you two came.
Yeah,
It's
she
really
came. Yeah, she came with me, and I actually didn't ask how she liked it or not. I'll probably ask her after this podcast, but I'm pretty sure she loved it.
yeah,
It
should
was
have.
just it was so refreshing to see all the younger crowd there
Exactly.
at Yugo.
Yeah. Yeah. Even teenagers were there, and I was really surprised. I was like, I was expecting 50 or maybe 100, but it was full. It was packed. I was really surprised.
Yeah, it was absolutely packed, like from front to back,
Yeah,
slowly but surely, like the building started to fill up. And one of the
yeah,
things that I said to Meredith as I walked in was the fact that there were so much young people,
yeah.
and that was quite refreshing for me to see because it's
Hmm.
nice. It's nice to be in a room full of young people worshiping the Lord, you know?
Yeah. It looks like the younger generation is really like hungry for the Lord, and when it comes to worship nights and songs, people want to come and take their time with the Lord, and it's really refreshing to see that. And we barely have this kind of attendance, like
Yeah.
what out for a long time, and then this was a really big surprise for us. We were like, there's a lot of people waiting for us, and actually 2 hours before us, people started coming in, and we're like, we're only doing sound check, you know what I mean? So
Mm.
it was kind of really a good moment for us. Absolutely good.
I absolutely love that. You know, for the people that are listening right now, when you say us, define who us is because
Oh yeah.
I actually want to know the history and the the start of this team that you're in. Maybe share a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. We're called Yezerum Saleh, and the visionary, I should say, is Miratab. The I don't want to mention some physical structures, but he's the one with the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who came up with
Oh,
the idea, and not the bass, actually, the electric guitar.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think it was.
yeah, yeah. I believe I saw him.
Yeah, yeah, he's the one who came up with the idea and the vision, and he called me and is like, "Oh, hey, Danny." I'm like, and he was really famous, and I loved him so much. I was a fan, and I did not expect him to call me. And he's like, "Yo, I've seen you sing, and then you want to join my team and all that." And I'm like, "Yeah, 100%." And then we're all over the states, and I'm from Boston, and all others are from DC, from Houston, Texas, and from Denver, Colorado. So he just called us all
Mm.
in, and then we just started the ministry, not ministry, but like, how should I call it? Just a team, as a team. And we just started off a very small team, and then we built it up to have
Mm.
and to include more young adults and young people to come worship with us. And then we started doing videos, and we started having some concerts and all that. So that's how it started. It started off really small. Now we have, I think we have big, not big actually, but a little more exposure to the Ethiopian community because most of our songs are in
Wow.
Amharic. So it was really beautiful. Yeah. So we called
How
the
many years
Usada.
ago was that? When did you? How many years ago did you guys form the team? Sorry.
Yeah, it was 2017. So probably 6 years ago,
Oh wow.
almost going on 7.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's absolutely amazing, man, because I'm sure you guys obviously, as you said, started off super small, but
Yeah. Yeah.
like speaking current time, you see this much people, especially the young people gathering together to worship the Lord. I'm sure this is like exciting for you guys.
Yeah. It was really exciting. One of our motives was, when people move to North America, especially young people that have
Mm,
the ability, talent, and the grace to sing, they don't really get the
yeah.
platform to express their worship, so they just keep hiding.
Mm,
So one of our motives was to just call in those people and then to just express their love to Jesus through music and through worship. So that's our main motive, to just include everyone that wants to worship the Lord. So we just want to like bring people up to the stage, and then just worship with us and express their feelings to the Lord, obviously. So that's our main motive. So
wow.
we're still in the search of like having more people join our team. It's not about
Wow.
the music. It's not about the video. It's more of having the fellowship and also expanding the kingdom of the Lord. That's our main motive, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. You brought up the idea of, I guess, worship in America and the worship that you see here in Ethiopia.
Mm.
And just for people to know, you were born and raised in Ethiopia, right?
Right. Yep. Yep.
Okay. And then when did you go to America?
2016, 7 years ago.
Okay, 2016. What? You
Yeah.
you moved to America 2016?
Yeah. I know.
Oh wow, Danny, that's actually like a recent.
Yeah, really recent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I went to college here.
Oh, I personally did not know that.
Yeah. I thought Noah told you. Probably
No,
Noah
no,
might.
no, no. He definitely did not tell me. I thought you were obviously born and raised in Ethiopia, but I thought you came like years ago. Like I didn't think you came here in 2016.
No, 2016. It's like recently.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, wow. Okay, so I guess with that being said, being here in Ethiopia for, obviously the majority of your life,
Hmm.
did you always grow up around worship? Did you grow up in a Christian family? Like what's the story behind that? How did you get to a place how did you get to the place that you are right now?
Yeah. Born in a Christian family, always going to Sunday church, Sunday school. Having a
Mm,
kid. I joined the kids choir when I was 9, so I started singing when I was 9. So it's pretty much
mm,
really early when I started singing. I really love sharing this story. My sister was the one who just took my hand and then put me in the kids choir. Yeah, I just found myself in the kids choir and started
mm.
singing. Since then, since 9 years old, now I'm almost 30. I'm actually 30, so I grew up in the church, like singing, and with the youth and young adults and all that. But mostly worship and singing. That's the
Wow, wow. So
background.
yeah, you've been in this for a
Quite
long
some time.
time then. Where I was leading on from that question was what's the difference
Mm.
between worship that you see in America and the worship that you see in Ethiopia? Do you see a
Yeah.
difference?
Oh yeah.
The
Definitely.
culture of worship?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. So I'm mainly in the Ethiopian community, and I serve in also in Boston in a small local Ethiopian church. So I'm mainly focused on the
Mm,
Ethiopian church, but on the youth part. So I'm trying to like build a bridge between the younger generation and the older generation. I think we've talked about this
Mm,
quite some time.
mm-hmm,
The younger generation comes to the Ethiopian church because their parents go there, right? But they
mm,
did not build a connection to the church in a way. There is no, a worship platform for them to express themselves. You know what I mean? Because mostly they don't understand Amharic,
mm,
and the songs we're singing is in Amharic, so they're trying their best, but it's not really in a very personal way for them to worship the Lord. So that's the main difference that
mm,
I've seen. But if we're talking about the congregation, like the Amharic congregation, uh, most of them, I don't know if it's only in my church, but you know, I think they're tired from working too much in America. You know what I mean? So we're just only there for like once
mm,
a week for 1 hour and maybe maximum 2 hours. And it's not like an intimate worship that we have at church. You know what I mean? It's just like a ritual. Okay, now it's prayer, then a song, and then preaching
mm,
is somebody, and have the sermon, and then the prayer, and then everybody goes home. So that's the thing that I've observed.
mm,
It's not really intimate. It's not personal. Worship is an intimate relationship that you have, that you build with God. So I don't really see that in America. So that's the main
mm.
difference. You don't engage with the congregation when it comes to a corporate worship. If we're talking about songs, worship can be broad, but specifically for
That's
worship
right.
song.
Yeah. When you say engage, are you talking about like engaging the audience in participating in worship in Ethiopia, or do you mean
Uh,
something else?
America, in America, engaging
Oh, in
the
America.
yeah, in America. But here in Ethiopia, actually, another point is people don't really know the songs that we sing. So if it's an older congregation, you just have
In
to find.
Ethiopia?
No, no, no. In America, I'm talking about Boston or America per se.
Oh, okay, okay, got you.
Yeah. So people don't know the songs, so we have to be very specific to the songs that we pick to worship or lead worship on. So that's one challenge or
Yeah.
one difference that I've seen. But here in Ethiopia, as you can testify, people know songs, right? It's basically Amharic, and then
Oh my
people know this.
gosh.
If they don't, they try to learn the songs right there, and then worship with you, and it's more engaging with
Yeah.
the church. But it's a little challenging in
Yeah.
America.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Samuel Teka, and I am so excited and thrilled to announce that my course, A Meaningful Life, is out and available now. If you're a person that lacks confidence and also clarity in what your God given meaning is, and also have a hard time identifying what you love to do, which creates this sense and anxiety that we're not making a difference where we are in the world, this course is for you. I've created this so that I want to equip Christians to live out their God-given meaning, to identify what they love to do, and ultimately make a difference where they are. So for more information on that, I want you to go to samuelteka.ca/courses, and I want you to live a meaningful life. Now back to the podcast. I absolutely agree with that. I admired so much when I came here. I went to different places, but I started to see it in these different churches, a consistency in how much the people engage
Yeah.
in worship while worship is happening.
Right.
I find it so beautiful to see
Yeah.
that because you don't really have to pull teeth to get people
Mhm.
to engage in worship.
Right.
You don't have to preach a sermon or speak a word to encourage people. It's just more of a given. I don't know if I
Yeah.
could say that.
Yeah.
That when
Yeah.
people come here to worship, they genuinely like there's the multitude singing together.
Mm.
You know, in
Mm.
worship, I actually remember a moment in Yugo, the electricity went out.
Yeah.
And when the electricity went out, the mic went out.
Yeah.
And obviously you can't hear the worship leader who's leading.
Yeah.
But what I found to be so beautiful is that everyone knew the song already, and the people were worshiping instead
Yeah.
of the worship leader. And it was just such a beautiful moment to see that. And you're right. Sometimes I don't want to generalize all churches in America, but I definitely
Mm.
do see that sometimes you have to pull teeth to get people to
Exactly.
worship. Like you have to
Exactly.
really like, come on guys, like
Almost.
let's worship
Yeah.
together type of thing.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Here, it's just natural here. People know what they're doing, and then they love to worship. They love to sing. So when the mic when goes off or goes out, people actually worship with you, and it's really normal for everybody to do that. So you don't really get that
Oh,
enthusiasm in North America. I don't want to generalize, like you said, but most of the churches I
yeah.
go to, really tough to just get the people together with you and then worship. So that's a little challenging. But I've
I
also had
actually have a question for you. As
oh,
sorry, go on. Sorry.
no,
Continue. Continue. You're good. Hey there, amazing listeners and viewers. If you're enjoying my podcast so far, I have some exciting news for you. If you want even more exclusive content, behind the scenes insights, and extra perks, then head over to my Patreon right now. By becoming a patron, you'll unlock benefits like early access to episodes, Q&A sessions with guests, and special bonus episodes you won't find anywhere else. Your support on Patreon helps me create the content you love and allows me to improve the show further. So don't miss out on this opportunity to join my exclusive community. Visit the description down below where I provided all the details and direct links. Your support means the world to me. But now, let's get back to the episode. Thank you for being an awesome part of the journey.
yeah, I had the chance to lead worship on one of our Pentecostal church, and that was really refreshing to me
Mm.
because people were really, you know, praising the Lord with me, and then they knew the songs. It was English service, and it was really beautiful.
Mm.
So I think it just depends on where you go or what church you attend to, I guess. So we can't really say this and that. Just my personal
Yeah.
opinion, what I was just mentioning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And for me, the question that comes to mind immediately after discussing this is, in your years and experience leading worship in a corporate setting, why do you think there is a difference in response to worship in your
Mm,
personal experience? Like, why is it on one end, it feels like you have to really push people and encourage people, and sometimes even feels like pulling teeth with
mm,
people to get them to have
mm,
that personal time worshiping with the
mm,
Lord? And then on the other end of the spectrum, why does it feel so easy? And as a worship
mm.
leader, why do you think that is from your personal experience?
I think it's just the culture of the church. So when I'm invited to different other churches, I just ask, "How is your congregation? What's the age difference, and how do they take different songs that we sing?" Right. So I just want to understand the culture of the church. If the church is more accustomed to like old songs and like worship songs and like piano and a little bit guitar, you just go with the customs or the cultures the church has built. So, in my opinion, one, if it's
Mm,
personal, it probably is a personal issue as well. So, if you're like drowned into the world or you're
mm,
kind of weak in spirit, you can't really have that kind of connection with the Lord. And it probably is a little harder for you to engage them with your worship
mm,
setup,
mm,
but as well as it's the culture, I would say, because I've been to many different other churches, and in all other churches it's not the same response that I get. You know what I mean? So there's a very hyper church that reacts and worships the Lord, that jumps up and down, and then shibshava and everything. And there's another church that is like, okay, what is he trying
mm,
to say? What song is he trying to do?
mm.
Trying to do a little runs and a little cursives when you're singing. Why is he singing like that? A little bit judgmental.
Yeah.
So there are a
Yeah.
bunch of other like differences in different churches. So I would say mainly the culture that is built around the church. So if the leaders are like quiet and want a very chill worship, you just have to,
Yeah.
contextualize your worship setup, I would say. So I think that's the thing I would say.
Hey, Samuel Teka here again. I don't mean to bother you, but I just wanted to quickly remind you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you doing? Subscribe right now. And listen, if you're already subscribed and you want to be notified on when the videos come out, click the bell button on the top right-hand corner of the YouTube page. And listen, I'm also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to go check that out, check out the description down below. All right, guys, have a good day.